I have a clip that I'd like to share with you today. I'm not going to watch the whole video, just a clip, because it has enough content in it for us to just talk about that. It is, of course, our favorite bearded mister. And that is Matt Walsh. What a fella, you know? What a guy. Good old Matty Walsh. I almost feel like we should go on the other side, by the way. Should we be over here? Because I'm looking like here. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll stay here for now. Mia Faust. Thanks to Prime. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'd say that the nicest thing I can say about Matt Walsh is, of course, his very tight growth to the lips beard. And thank you, Twitter Compression, for making this video look a little scuffed. I guess I could maybe I can go to the actual website. Maybe this one will be better. This one looks a little bit better. Either way, same clip. It's probably gonna be loud as fuck though. So this is Matt Walsh, and this is him saying that arranged marriages are really good. Like listen to how he gets there. Listen to this conversation real quick.
Meanwhile, there are far too many choices. So the modern dating scene is what happens when every beggar becomes a chooser.
Okay.
Everyone is lonely and desperate for companionship, but the field is so flooded with options, there's such a surplus that you begin to feel like, kind of like I feel when I'm in the condiment aisle at Walmart trying to buy mustard. And there are 197 different types of mustard. And though all I want is just regular mustard, the overwhelming array of options paralyzes me. And I'm just standing there slack-jawed, questioning whether I should be settling for just regular mustard when I could be getting gourmet Dijon, whole grain, honey French, yellow, spicy brown, white, yellow, German mustard instead.
Okay, this is thank you, Bonza, for the sub. This is capitalism, bro. Like, you're literally complaining about a feature of capitalism you say is a good thing. Just think about that. Something as stupid as mustard. Something as dumb as harvesting mustard seeds and grinding them up and then making them into a refined paste we call mustard. And, you know, there's other processes to it, but making it tangy. The inefficiency of how we deal with mustard in a capitalist system, instead of just having, you know, some kinds of mustard that occur, we have a million different options because there's redundancy in the market and they get to. And he finds that to be... He's saying that dating is bad because it has a thing in capitalism that good. Like, what a weird fucking critique. And one that's wrong, by the way.
All of modern life is plagued by this problem. Everything is plentiful and can be obtained effortlessly and cheaply.
Uh-huh.
But it's too plentiful and too effortless and too cheap.
Capitalism. That's just... Yeah, this is... You know what? Lefties agree on this. Look, it is cheap and easy and plentiful, but it's too fucking... I don't need the convenience of same-day shipping from Amazon in exchange for the end yourself in Minecraft pods that they're trying to install in Amazon facilities because their workers are too fucking sad. And they have to shit on themselves, or they're going to be docked for their inefficiency because they have normal bodies that work function. Like, I'll deal with 3-4 day shipping from Amazon if you pay your workers nice and they have decent working conditions. I don't need extreme convenience like that, right? Frankly, I think we could get it all done. Personally, I think we could have both 2-day shipping and really good employee conditions, but nonetheless, Matt Walsh's critique on the dating scene is there's lots of options. So, oh boy, I just can't pick from all this pussy that I'm being offered.
So you can turn on your TV and watch literally any movie that's ever been made, any TV show that's ever been produced, and yet how many nights have you wasted scrolling through the infinite catalog and then settling on reruns of The Office, because there's nothing else to watch.
That's the thing, sure.
Well, there's plenty to watch. It's
Well, it's the quality, right?
just that you can't settle on any one thing because your awareness that there are billions of other possibilities gives you anxiety.
No, I'd say I don't think it's. So there's a phenomenon in sales called like buyer's paralysis. I think we've talked about this before. A good example of that is like if you ever been to a sporting event or a fair to some extent, or one of those like tourist trap like souvenir places, and they have like a million T-shirts of like the kind of the same design. Like it'll be like pure Michigan. They have these up here. It's just Michigan, or a sporting event. Like you go to a Chicago Bulls game, for instance, and you go to the hat wall, and there's 45 different kinds of Chicago Bulls hats. Studies show that people are less likely to buy a hat at all if you offer them that many variations. But if you offer them, say, 6 options for hats, they're very likely to buy a hat because you just pick the best 6 options, right? This is a failure of capitalism yet again. The inefficiency of like, now what do we do with all these fucking hats we're not selling? The answer is we throw them away, by the way. But what do we do with all these things we made? Same thing with like bad TV shows, right? You have like, The Office, which is, I think most people consider one of the better comedies in the U.S. of all time, like better series that you can kind of binge watch, and they're all sort of like low impact but good if you pay attention. But there's not a lot of these. Some shit just is bad. I don't think it's necessarily paralysis because of the choice on things like Netflix. Maybe it is for some people, but really what it comes down to is, do I really want to invest the time into turning this on if it's going to be shit? What do people say about it? This is why people like curate with Rotten Tomatoes, or they look at Twitter, or they talk to their friends about it. Like, word of mouth is way stronger. Similarly, if you're dating, you're going to be like, wow, I'm inundated with options. I can't choose anybody. No, Matt. Maybe because we have options, we no longer settle. And
it makes it so that you can never be sure that you're choosing the absolute best option.
Is it actually about being sure?
Which means that often you don't choose anything at all. So dating is like this.
No.
Whereas before you had only the eligible single people in your town to choose from, now you have the entire internet.
That's true. Absolutely. Imagine... Okay, show of hands. Is there literally anybody that is dating or married or in a long-term relationship with anyone from their hometown, like where you live? How many of you have that? Because I don't know many people that have that. Like, you met them naturally. Screen, please? I'm not changing it to the screen. I only wanted to get to that part. You met your husband in 9th grade? Okay.
Her ramble was just a gorilla.
I haven't dated anyone from your area in 20 years. I haven't dated anyone from my area in about 15. Right? No. 12. Something like that. I do. Seeing a couple. Met my partner in 7th grade. I don't know how y'all do it. I met my partner, my high school sweetheart in high school. We were together for a while, and it decayed because we changed. The Yekel. I stayed in that relationship because I was comfortable with it. So I hope you guys are having good times. Everybody who's with their not even the same country. Yeah. Dating someone I met IRL. I'm dating one in my hometown. Yeah. My ex-wife. See? My ex-wife was my high school sweetheart. Never dated? Well, that's not what dating means. That's not what dating means. Dating means you're just sort of together, but you're not married or whatever. Doesn't mean you go... Dating doesn't mean courting, like old-timey. We go to the sock hop and we exchange lockets of hair. That's nice, Brooke. Current partners from another country. Never date anyone from my hometown. They're all Republican. That's what a lot of people see. So, but for the rest of you, many of you, most of you, I think, have met your partner or past partners and probably future partners through some form of like internet-based interaction, right? Like even if they are from your relative area, it's going to be with the internet involved. So I mean, it just is what it is, kind of. Like some people might not experience that, of course. You know, there's still ways to meet people IRL, as it were. But it's not necessarily about the paralysis of it, because I don't know that I have more choices necessarily off the internet versus on the internet. It's just about like the way that you interact with people seems to be, you get a little bit more of a genuine understanding of somebody if you can talk to them more regularly, even if it's over text or voice calls or whatever, than you do going on a couple dates. You know what I mean? And so people end up kind of forging stronger connections and friendships just through the nature of the way we communicate now.
You're not confined by geographic boundaries or any other boundaries. The result, ironically, is paralysis. Now, on the complete opposite end of this spectrum are arranged marriages. Instead of a boundless, never-ending buffet of options, a young person in
a fuck buffet, as it were. Love it. Love it. A fuck buffet. Sorry, I'm a little high, dude.
a culture that practices arranged marriages will be assigned just one, and they don't even make the choice. Their families just pair them up and say, here you go. There's far less freedom and far less autonomy in a system of that sort, but it is without a doubt superior to our system.
Wait, how does he determine superiority in that context? What's the superior part of it? What? It's superior because, well, if they arrange a marriage, you'll be married then. Is that the goal? Is the goal just to simply become married? Matt Walsh loves violating consent, young and old. You sure do. Why can't we marry like someone we like? Why can't that be part of it? I don't understand. Why is the end goal just marriage at all? Why isn't the end goal like... I'm trying to figure out how to move that. There we go. Why isn't the end goal like a quality relationship? Even if you want to get married and procreate and all that shit. Hey, thanks for the follow, Air Fried Fiera. And also thank you, Jeff Holiday, for rating in. Your voice is often featured in my home. As we listen to your science-denying individuals. Welcome, Raiders. Hope your stream was good, dude. Appreciate it.
Her ramble was just a...
Hi, I'm Jake. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jake from formerly the TBR on the YouTube. We still sort of have that channel. We haven't really used it in a while because YouTube fucks us constantly. But yeah, we do lefty politics here. We do stuff like that. I do more react stuff to political things, not necessarily science debunking stuff like Jeff tends to do. Not as highbrow around here. And sometimes you might see me in the corn stuff. That happens from time to time. So, but subs seem to be broken right now, at least in my channel. So people have been trying to sub today, and it's not really happening. So be shocked if any of us weren't Jake fans. Really? It happens. We have not all the time full crossover, but yeah, I like Jeff. Jeff's good dude. Again, yeah, Jeff's videos are often on in my home. Sarah turns them on quite often, and I listen when she listens usually. So you're new, just follow. Hell yeah. Well, so welcome new folks. If you enjoy what you're doing right now, we're watching Matt Walsh, who just said that arranged marriages are more superior form of interaction or interaction with one another. A superior form of relationship, I suppose, than just meeting someone and finding love.
We would be happier. Every person in the dating scene right now would be happier if they were just matched up with someone against their will. Actually.
That's the end of the clip. Chat, if you were matched with someone against your will, Matt Walsh thinks that you would be a happier person. If you are obligated to be betrothed to the sweaty man, look at this. What if it was Dave? What if you were betrothed to Dave or Charlie? You could do a Kirk W. We got Kirk W's in chat. That's a big Kirk W for me. You know what my favorite Kirk W is? Okay. This one with the glasses is pretty good, but this one where he's thinking, that's a pretty good Kirk W right there. Yeah, but then they'd match me with a man and as lesbian. Not a huge fan of that. Wait a second. I don't think Matt Walsh considered sexual predilections at all. Depends if they're hot and how many of them. No hotties. They're in arranged marriages. They're all Republicans. I snagged me a Cajun man of my own. No arrangement needed. I snagged me a Cajun lady, too. It's funny, they taste like crawdads. Fuck no, I'm gay. Oh no. Where do poly people fall into this? Only one! You only get one! We all get one single heterosexual coupling. God damn it. You only... I don't care what you want to stick it in. I don't care if you like ding-dongs or hoo-ha's. You get what you got. Asexuals? Well, I mean, you're in an arranged marriage. I can't imagine it's a very sexual or romantic experience for the ace-aro groups. So I wouldn't worry about it. I think you guys are still fine. Well, if there's an odd amount of people... John Doyle will be the last to be matched with somebody. So, if there's an odd number of people, well, it is what it is. Did Matt choose his wife? Yeah. Matt Walsh actually observed the mating rituals of his people, and he huffed and puffed his chest up around the other very alpha fellas around there, like a silverback gorilla, and he wrested his woman, his wench, from the meaty paws of the local tavern. The men there. Where there's more ladies than men. Look, those of us at the top, okay, who will be some of us will be granted sort of a Mormon situation.